All right, we are live and letting people in the group right now. Welcome this week, Kurt and Rick. How's it going? Get started here with the 7-Figure Landscape Network program. How you guys doing today?
All right.
Cool. Get any rain out your way?
Yeah. Hopefully it's done. It
Yeah.
rained again this morning, and there's.
Good morning, Jim.
Morning. Corey, how's it going?
Good. How about you?
Good, good. You look like ready to go for the day in North
I've
Dakota.
already been out for about 5 hours.
Nice. How many cups of coffee?
We got snow. Oh, I've been drinking it since about 3:30. We've been out pushing snow.
What? Wait, let me check.
We got 1.5 inches.
Wow. Huh. April 13th. Well, I guess it happens, but yeah, it's sunny here, and it's gonna be about 60, but yeah, it's good.
Better you than me.
You guys put your snow plows away besides Corey?
Yeah, everything's done.
Nice. So yeah, had a chance to meet Rick over the weekend. That was fun. He was coming to my area, so we got together for lunch and got to meet his daughter. So that was nice. I'd love to meet you, the rest of you, at some point in time, whether it be at a seminar, network event somewhere, if you ever attend those. Is any of you guys going down to what is it? That one in Louisville, Kentucky this year? Are they having it?
Idea.
What was that? Yeah. But yeah, it's nice meeting you, Rick. That was fun.
Great to meet you. It was a pleasure meeting you too.
Yeah. So let's see here, roll around. So Kurt, you and I talked a little bit about the group huddles and PPI, positive performance intervention. Yeah, I know you had one guy, you went out of town there and had one guy. I don't know if you had a chance to meet with him yet or not.
Yeah, I did. And it, a lot of it was all over. He was upset about being dusty. It was dry here. He's been with us for 1.5 years. He was one of the lead guys, and it just happened to be like a bunch of little things. And it's not his first time that he messaged me. He thought he was done after the day, so we just parted ways with an exit meeting, and a lot of it came down to communication.
Yeah. Yep. So is that guy gone?
That guy is gone. He told me a bunch of little things that were going on in the company, but being a lead guy, he never relayed those back to me. So, I just felt like he didn't fit the position that he was supposed to be doing. So we just kind of parted ways right now and see what happens. And then, we're working on like job descriptions. He knows he's supposed to report back to me, but there's stuff that he wouldn't tell me about, but now that he's leaving, he'll tell me about.
Of course.
Yeah.
So this is an ideal situation, not ideal, but who here has had this happen to them before? Me multiple times. Yep, pretty much. I think everybody here will put their hand up for the most part because it's happened to all of us. And so the thing of it is, it's fixable. It can be fixed going forward. So that's why I want to do is exit interviews, because that's when they tell you everything. When they're on their way out, then they'll just throw up all over you, right? Say,
Yeah.
well, you should have done this, and you should have done that, and this is wrong, and that's wrong. But you learn a lot. So the lesson here is because this is all, like, you nailed the terms, communications. You hear me talk about it all the time. That's what it comes down to. And I actually have I putting some notes together that I want to go over with you, which sort of addresses this situation too. But ultimately, 100% of what happens in your business is your problem. So I've done it too. We can't look at the other guy and say, well, they should have told us this stuff. It's up to us to really be better communicators and figure out and get all the information we need moving forward. And that's all about asking good questions. And, we go over those team huddles and meetings, and that's why you do that. I know at times it can be very, I just don't have time to do it. We're running, I got 10 estimates to do today, and I don't have time to sit down with these guys. But you'll find that once you do, it'll pay off big dividends for moving forward, because keeping that communication with these guys open, because you're always looking to get the answer. You want a yes or no, like every time, right? Like, is this guy working out? You have a few meetings with them and he's just not responding, not communicating well, then that's a red flag. And, you might as well start looking for somebody else, save yourself the aggravation of waiting for them to leave on you at the worst possible time, right? Because they always do.
Yeah. Going into spring rush.
Absolutely. Yeah. So to alleviate this problem, it's all about communication, being a leader, and really sitting these guys down and really getting to know them and what makes them, motivate them, and that type of thing. And things like, being dry out and him getting leaves on him that was just the tip of the iceberg. That wasn't the reason he left. He left for multiple other stuff that was building up to that point, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's always the case. It's not the one incident it's just the one that pushes him over the top, but it's been building for a while. So, and that's why you'll hear me say always it's about recognizing, appreciating what they do, look for the things they do right rather than things they do wrong. Because it's not always about the money that drives and motivates them. But so what did you learn? What's your takeaway on that, Kurt? Like, going forward, what are you going to look to change so that, you can keep that from happening again?
Sit down with them more, with the lead guys, to figure out what's going on out in the field. Some of the stuff had to do while I was on vacation, and we were busy, so me and him didn't talk right away. So it was kind of like, he left 2 days after I came back from vacation, and he only made it 8 hours into the work week, roughly, before he decided he was done. So I guess, come back, I debriefed with one person in the office while I was gone on Monday, and on Tuesday he was out in the field. I was going to talk to him when he got back, but he decided he was done before that.
Yeah.
So
in all your conversations with your employees, who's going to do most of the talking?
usually me.
Okay.
But he did a lot of talking. Our exit meeting was 2.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
We conversated back and forth very well. And we left on good terms. He said if I ever wanted to maybe talk about things and rehire him, he'd be open to it. But right now he's looking at different avenues. So
yeah. Well, good. Did you meet him in person?
Meet him in person.
Nice. Okay.
So,
So in all these conversations that you have with your guys, you want them to do most of the talking if possible. And that's all comes down to asking good questions. And then, things like when you talk to them, you can, and they answer you, you can explain, you ask them a question, they give you an answer. Just add things like, can you explain give me a little more detail on that? Like just throw something out there and make them go a little level deeper. What did you mean by that? Tell me more, right? Like that's how you get somebody else to keep talking. And, cause you want them to like, they'll give you the surface level issue, but then there's stuff down here that you want to find out about. And the reason you want to find out about it is so you can gives you heads up for the next guy that you don't make that same mistake, put thousands of dollars into the guy and training and time and then have him up and quit on you for some, you'll know it's coming at least. That's the whole goal. You want a yes or no. That's what I always say. You want to know like, okay, this guy's not working out. I might as well just go find somebody else because just a matter of time, he's just not going to work out, right? It gives you the opportunity to go fill that position before you get stuck.
yeah.
Because the other side of getting stuck with lack of employees, as you all know, is you leave a lot of money on the table because now you can't go make sales because you don't have enough manpower. So you're leaving a ton of money on the table by not picking up more jobs. So you want to have that employees staffed and trained as well as possible. Yep. Cool. So yeah, we went over in the 7-figure landscape platform, in the back there under communication modules. You might want to jot this down. You can check it out later. Under the communication module in the 7-figure landscape back office under, it's titled Managing Conflict with Employees. It's called Positive Performance Intervention, PPI. And that's exactly the conversation you want to have with these guys. It walks you through step by step, how to have those conversations when somebody's not performing well or underperforming, and instead of just blowing up on them and losing them, you want to have that conversation called PPI, Positive Performance Intervention. That's the best remedy.
Yes.
So yeah, I would just use that all the time. Once, as you use it more and more, it'll just become more, familiar with you, and it'll be second nature after a while.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. That help you out
Yes.
going forward? So yeah, the communication's key. Corey, how's life treating you there? How's it going?
Good, not bad.
Good.
So got a few estimates to run here in a little bit, and then tomorrow I got 3 interviews for more guys. And
Cool. That's awesome. Are you having them answer a questionnaire form in your hiring process?
yes, I am. We had one before, and then we kind of took the one that was in the back room and kind of combined them.
Good. What results have you seen with that? Are people filling it out? Like, has it been helping you save time in the process?
Yeah. When we've been going through them, we get most of them fill it out, but you can see the guys that are in there right now that really don't want the job because they'll rate none NA, they'll do almost nothing to fill it out.
Well, that's the whole purpose of it. That saves you a lot of time.
Yep. Our biggest thing right now is we need people with valid driver's license, and like half of them come in saying they don't have a driver's license or they're suspended or stuff like that.
Yep. You just keep in that funnel. I call it the funnel. That's what's nice about having that questionnaire to fill out. You just figure out as many ways as possible for people to answer, get into that link to fill out that questionnaire, and you just dump them in there. And that questionnaire will filter them out. Like, they don't have a driver's license. If they can't fill it out, then you just save yourself a lot of time in calling them up and having a conversation and find out later, like, oh, okay, you're not qualified. So we we just waste each other's time, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, how many different ways are you dumping people into the funnel? Like, what forms of advertisement are you putting out there?
Actually, Facebook's the only one we're using, and we're getting about 6, 7 applicants a week.
Nice.
And we get about 2 out of the 6, or we get more than that, but there's about 6 qualified. And then when I go in to interview them, there's about 2 of them that get through that.
Mhm.
So, like I actually did a phone interview earlier with a guy who's coming in tomorrow and stuff like that, because he worked for my competitor. So I was just trying to feel him out why he's leaving, or if he's just shopping around for his boss, or what he's doing.
Yeah. Well, that's a dedicated employee if he's willing to go do a hiring interview at another company just for his boss. I would hire him.
Right?
I was like, that's a little motivation. You're hired. I'll take that. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, like, we talk about filling the bench, and that's how you do it. You just keep pumping it in. There again, your average guy that comes up, pushes a wheelbarrow for you in a season is going to make you minimum 10 grand net profit a year. So, once you find those couple people that really can carry some weight for you, it'll make a huge difference, going to make you a lot of money. So I wouldn't be afraid to look into like Indeed and even Craigslist, anything, because it doesn't matter, because they got to fill the form out before you spend a second of your time talking with them, right? So whether you put it in Craigslist, doesn't matter. So, you could have 100 people fill that form out and find one good employee out of that. It's worth it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Indeed's actually pretty
Yep.
pretty good. I've used it, and that first round back in the winter, I got 67 applicants out of it. Well, between that and Facebook, but most of them were from there. So, and you can spend like, $15 a day, and you'll get 30, 40 applicants in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we've been meaning to look into Indeed and stuff like that, because that's pretty big around here. Because Craigslist, not so much. But I was going to actually, so you were paying for your apps to be up?
Yes. Yeah, you pick
Okay.
a daily budget. You can also sponsor it, and that way, you get a little more visibility if you sponsor it, which costs a little bit more. But if you're in need of someone quick, it's the way to do it. You'll set a budget of like say $25 or $30 a day, just shorten up the time that you're going to do it. If you can't afford the budget. And then once you do that, they all start coming in. They also will give you applicants that kind of match your description, your job description that you put up for your ad, which sometimes helps. Most of those are kind of generic and don't have the qualifications, but take the time to go through them, because you'll have a diamond in the rough, this is all about time and effort that you put in. If you need the guys, you're going to have to do it. There's no way around it. Find that time to do it. If you don't, you're not going to get the qualified candidates that you want.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I knew we were in another round of snow, so I wasn't too worried about it. So a lot of it focus has been on hiring and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I will say, if you focus on not only hiring, but hiring people, like, I always say, like, if you need 3 people, pretend like you need 15 people, and put that time and energy into, like, if you need, okay, I need 15 people inside 2 weeks. If you really needed that, like it was a deadline, what would you do what action would you take to accomplish that? It would be a lot, right? You'd be putting ads out here and there. You'd be calling people. You'd be talking to coaches, parishioners, preachers, clergymen, whatever, right? Friends, family, relatives, offering them $500. I'll give you $500 if this guy comes, works for me for 30 days. You know, I would do that with your crew. I'd do all of that, right? Because, you know, we talked about this, and I did polls in my landscape systems marketing group. We have almost 2,000 people in there. And I did a poll, and it said, you know, be honest, how much energy, time, and effort are you putting in percentage wise in finding good people? Because that was like, you know, that's a big complaint, right? A lot of people admitted, you know, 5-10%. I mean, that should really be up a lot more. I know you guys got a lot of other stuff than hiring, but if you can find the right people, make your life so much easier. Like if you find that foreman who can go out there and run jobs for you, how much time will that save you a week, right? That's how you got to think. That's the mindset of it. So you want to always look at, you know, one of the things I always thought about was I want to try to find somebody who was smarter than me, which wasn't real hard to do, and get them in that position, right? That's what I always look for. I was always looking for somebody who'd actually come in and run my company for me, believe it or not. That was like where I thought, because I knew there were people out there who could do a better job than I was doing, right? Find that right person. So not just look for bodies, like look for people who are like skilled. Like you just look for a body, you're going to get a body, right? But if you start to look for some talent and start thinking, I want somebody who can think on their feet, make good decisions out in the field, somebody who I really enjoy working with. It's a pleasure to see them every morning. You have to create the avatar, like you create an avatar for your customer. An avatar is basically, you know, like a imaginative figure, right? So who is that avatar of an employee? Somebody who's whatever, clean cut, doesn't have tattoos on his face and a dagger sticking in his cheek. Maybe that's who you want. I don't know. You know, somebody who's clean cut, has good communication skills, is honest, hardworking, can make decisions, gets along with his other crew members. That's the kind of person you're looking for, right? Not just a body to throw him out there and hope he works out. Because if that's the expectation, that's what you're going to get. So like there again, a lot of this is mindset, as we always talk about. So change that mindset of who you're looking for. Actually create that avatar, write it down. Like, here's what I'm looking for. His name's Steve. He's you know, whatever, 28 years old. He likes working outside. He likes to hunt and fish. He likes people. He's good at communication. He can get along with others well. He's a hard worker. He's honest. He has good attitude. Like write all those qualifications down and attributes of a person. And then when you put that ad in there, that's who you're thinking about. You'd be surprised what'll come back out. You know, the guys who don't have a driver's license, I just wouldn't write them all off right away. You know, you might get in and look at their questions, be like, okay, you got a DUI, you know, people make mistakes. Doesn't mean you throw them by the wayside. You might want to call him up and ask him some questions. He might be a big surprise, you know. I mean, I had a lot of guys like that who had DUIs and, you know, had to breathe into the tube to start their car and stuff. And it's like embarrassing. I wouldn't want to have to do that. But one of my guys, he's my prima donna, I called him. He's one of my best workers. He got DUI and had to have one of those hooked up in his car over there. And I'm like, Ed, where do you want to park? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, do you sort of feel embarrassed breathing into that thing to start your car at the end of the day? He's like, yeah. He said, it's embarrassing. I said, well, park back in there so, you know, it's not obvious what you're doing, right? And he had little things like that. He appreciated it, you know, but he was a great worker. I mean, I was glad to have him on, you know. So anyhow, just a little bit of mindset for employees. It'll go along. Yeah, if you want to find more good people, just like I said, Indeed, what you're doing with Facebook's good. I'll tell you a quick story about Craigslist. Everybody, you know, poo-poos Craigslist, and I get it. It's not a great platform for finding employees, but I know two guys. One guy answered a Craigslist ad years ago. It was for a work at home type application. He answered that ad and then went on to become a multi-millionaire. He lives in San Diego. His name's Vince Reed. from a Craigslist ad, because he always says the same thing. You know, I would have never thought I'd have been answering a Craigslist ad. Another guy that answered a Craigslist ad come out of law school out of Duquesne in Pittsburgh, and answered the ad and sounded pretty promising. So he called the guy up, and he's been working at that law firm for about 10 years now. And he's actually a partner in that law firm from a Craigslist ad. He found a place down in Florida. The guy was looking for, not a partner, but somebody to come in and work with them. It just worked well. So you never know, right? And that's my son-in-law, who that second story was about. So he's actually a partner in the firm now. So just from a Craigslist ad. You know what the thing is, like, I'm sure he didn't have the mentality like, oh, I'm not going to put an ad in a Craigslist ad because nothing's going to work out. He put it in there thinking, well, why not? Why not? Right? Like, who cares? Like, if you get 90% of the people who aren't qualified, that form helps screen them out. So who cares? That's the whole part of the hiring system. So anyhow, goal is, if employees are a big problem, which it is for everybody here, not just you, it's that's the way to go. More input, more people in the funnel. You're going to eventually get lucky and get some good people in the crew. And then you're going to keep that. The other thing psychologically it does too, is we talked about, then your crew won't hold you hostage, right? You know, they won't have the attitude like, what's he going to do? Fire me? And then they'll chuckle together. Ha ha ha, real funny, right? He doesn't have anybody to replace us. What's he going to do? Fire us? So they get this attitude, right? Like they're invincible. They can't, they can do no wrong. That's where they start bending the rules, coming in late, doing crappy work. But when you have a system set up, a hiring process, and you have people even just showing up to do interviews, they're going to catch wind of that real quick. I know it. That's exactly what happened in my company. That all make sense to you guys? Okay,
Yes.
cool. Pastors, preachers, friends and family, coaches, wrestling coaches, soccer coaches, hit your crew up, give them the referral bonus system. That works pretty good. I have companies out there, that's all they do, and they get as many employees as they need. So you can try it out, because they know it's all about creating that mini sales team out there, because they know people you don't. It's just getting out there and getting them, getting the word out, right? Anybody else here can add to that in any way, shape, or form? What platforms to approach to find more employees?
I know, when you guys were talking about the referral program that you do with your employees, I went back because I was only offering $100. So I went back and offered them $300, and my property operations manager, his mouth dropped and was like, "You're crazy." And everyone's eyes were like, "Okay, yeah, we'll do this."
Yeah.
So
Yeah, then just follow up with them, because they forget, right? Even though it's still good, $300, it's easy money for them just to open their mouth. That's really what it's about. So yeah, it'll work. So keep in mind, it's like one of your biggest problems, and you got to put that much energy to match it and time to get the results. And what a lot of companies are doing are like, big problem, little effort to find employees, right? They're putting in 10%. It's not going to work. You got to do multitude. And you'll find it gets easier as you just make it a part of your system. It'll just become easier. You'll be so good at hiring people. Your competition is going to look around and be like, what are you doing? Like, how do you do that? Right? So repetition is the mother of all skill, right? I didn't make that up either. I heard that somewhere else. All right. Let's see. Cody. Yo, Cody, where you going?
Working. We're out here in the field.
Man, you actually work for a living?
Oh yeah.
I want to see the dirt on your hands. Let me see your hands. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, there you go. Do you, hey, you were looking at UVision Designs and Upwork. I don't know if you got any chance to look into that.
No, I signed up for the Upwork, and then I didn't get a chance to actually pick a guy out and do that. But I was gonna get on that here when I get probably this weekend. This weekend's been crazy for me.
Yeah. Good.
Hard to find guys. Like you guys are saying, I got to be out here.
What's
But I
that?
like that. I said it's hard for me to find guys right now, but with that bonus thing, I was thinking of that might work good.
It does work
Give them
good.
that $300 to $500 they're on for a month. You were saying, then you give the other guy the bonus. I got him right.
Yeah. Yeah. And the key is you have to get a facial expression. Like Rick said, their mouth dropped open or their eyebrows raised. That's when you know psychologically it hit them like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
$100 isn't going to do it. I mean, it's nice, but they're not going to go out and hustle for 100.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Hey, you got like 10 supervisors here, business owners on the call. Do you want us to go out and talk to your crew right now? Tell them what to do. We'll get 10 different versions. Yeah. So nice.
Hey, get to work there, buddy.
How's it going? Hey, is he a good boss?
He's the boss.
Nice. Nice. Well, yeah, let me know how you make out with the Upwork thing and
I'm excited. I got a few projects I'm gonna send over. And I just don't got time, like you said, so I'm definitely gonna have to do it. You know what I mean? Give them the details on it. There's no way. Cause I got down there, and you're down there for hours and hours. Like you just won't stop. Like my back's hurting because I'm just on a computer 5-6 hours at a time until 1, 2 in the morning trying to get this design perfect.
yeah.
It's just eat me up.
Say to yourself, I want you to say to yourself, I'm not a designer.
Yeah, no, for sure. How was my first design though? Did you like it?
And it was nice. It was very nice. There's no doubt you could produce nice work with it, but it's all about the time. And you want to run your company as a business owner, not a designer.
Yep, exactly.
You're not a mechanic. You're not a designer. You're not the accountant. You're not a lot of stuff.
Exactly. No, yeah, you're right there.
It's a mindset.
Yeah.
Took me a while to get through that too, so, and always looking for good people for sure. Like we just talked about there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know how you make out and,
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
yep. You got any other questions for me now?
Not right at the moment. No, I don't.
All right. Well, as soon as we hang up on the call, I'm sure you'll think of one. That's what always happens, right?
All right. Yeah. I'll be bothering you, calling you for 20, 30 minutes at a time.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, hit me up if you think anything later. And I want to see how I think that'll be a great move on your part for the Upworks thing. And other
Yeah,
stuff
I'm going.
too. It's not just for design. There's a lot of talented people on that site that can do a lot of stuff for you. So.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much for giving me that.
Sure thing. All right, man. Take care. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too. You guys enjoy.
Hey, Joe. You hear me, Joe?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, Joe, what's going on in Philly today?
Laying 6,000 square feet aside, and new guy that was supposed to show up yesterday, no call, no show. So I'm running the dump truck today.
Yeah. Wow. That's
Talking to him, was getting ready, hired him and everything, thought he was going to come out good. And he just didn't show up, fell off the face of the earth. Text him, he must have blocked me. So I figured he went and quit his other job and they offered him more money. Just wasn't like man enough to call me up and say, hey, I got offered more money. Sorry, he just nothing, never even showed up.
yeah. That's typically what happens. They just don't show up. So, and like we talked about, that communication is key. If you want to really eliminate a lot of that stuff, guys leaving companies, you learn to become better at communicating, that will help a lot. Because, it's like 80% of what you get in your company is the results of the culture you created. In other words, like everything from your personality to your rules, your systems, your equipment, like everything has you basically create the culture in your own company, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, good or bad,
Yes.
good or bad. So
Yeah.
the thing is, like, on these calls is to be able to, just learn some new strategies. Particularly, I can't emphasize enough, like the personal, change in personalities of you, right? Like look at yourself in the mirror and like, how can I become better? And that's what it really comes down to. A lot of times that's not an easy thing to do because we've been doing, things the same way for years. And it's not like something you jump out of bed and be like, oh, I'm going to change today. But you don't have to change. Just become a better communicator, ask better questions. Treat people like people, not like objects, that type of thing. I'm not saying you are, but you'll find a marked improvement in your company once you start to focus on some of the things we have in the 7-figure landscape network in the back office. And like I said earlier, like if you go in under the communication module in that back office and look up managing conflict with employees, that's one you want to look at and go over that PPI, positive performance intervention. Take you 5-10 minutes to look it over and get familiar with it, and then just focus on putting that into play.
Right. I guess it's just at the point of like, there's so much going on. It's like, where to even start?
Yeah.
I'm working on the communication part, but it's like, all right, I need to get more guys in here because I got people getting mad at me because they're like, oh, when are you going to come do my work?
Yep.
They just, I'm like,
Well,
we're backed up. It's going to be,
yep.
people here are just nuts. Like 4, 5, 6 weeks, they don't want to hear any of that.
Right. Yep. So where to start? I would start in that hiring process. And if any of you guys want to hop on a call after this call to sort of dive into that, get you up and running quickly, can help you get that form set up if you don't have the form set up, and just get up and running. And it will do like do step 1, 2, 3, and just do this to get better employees. If you guys want to do that, anybody interested in, maybe you don't have that hiring process set up where you want it to be or need to make it better, let me know. We can hop on a call and just go through it pretty quick. So it's just makes.
Yeah, I would be interested in that.
Okay. If anybody else wants to message me or let me know, we can do that. That way you don't waste a lot of time trying to figure it out. You can just go through and get it done. Knock it out, right? Sound good?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yep. Just hit me up or let me know. And we'll just pick a time that works for you guys to do that call. And we can just go over that one thing and knock it out. Get you good employees out there. You're leaving a lot of money on the table, right? A lot of money when you don't have employees. Tons. Like too much. Tens of thousands. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Joe. Well, I'll be in touch with you on that. Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Andrew, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hey, what's going on?
I am out driving today.
Driving today.
Yeah, working. We were supposed to have a new guy start on Monday and never showed up, and we were supposed to have another one today and he didn't show up either. So it's kind of put me in a pickle.
This is becoming a theme here, isn't it?
Oh, everybody I've talked to, like not just in this group, but everybody. We have a local tree company that's in the same boat.
Yep.
So I don't know what the answer is, and it's not money.
No.
That doesn't seem to be motivating them.
No, it's not money. You're right. Money's part of it, but it's not money. It's leadership.
That's not it. Right.
It's leadership. It's, if you had to pick one word, that's what it really comes down to. And I can't stress enough, like, focusing on yourself to change and not worrying about changing other people, because that's what it's really about. You'll get better results.
And I get the whole leadership thing, but I mean, do you even go that far as saying when they don't even like show up after you hire them?
Yeah, but it's
or is that deeper than that even? I mean, that's my struggle with it.
Yeah, it's all about asking good questions at the interview to really like figure out like how serious are they? You know, you got to be able to read body language. Like you can tell a lot from just sitting there looking at somebody in an interview of like,
Right.
how engaged are they? Like they're going to show up things to look for in an interview. If they're sitting up back straight on the edge of their seat, looking in the eye, like paying attention to what you're saying, or they sort of slump back in the seat, looking
Just
around,
relax, chilling.
relax, chilling. They're not very interested. It's just body. You can just read it by body language, you know?
Right.
And then you just ask them things like on a scale 1 to 10, how much do you want this job? Like, how much does it mean to you? And then just see what they say, right? Well, you know, they use like words like hope and we'll see. Those are bad words. Like you got to be able to pick up on the conversation. If they're like, well, you know, I'm just checking it out. I hope it works out. Like that's not a good candidate. Like they're just
Okay.
so you got to have like that's the kind of thing you look for, and that's what I think a lot of guys miss. And then they say, "Oh, you're interested in a job? Yeah, okay." And then they ask them a few questions and they hire him. Well, that guy's no, you know, the good chance he won't show up because he wasn't that interested in the first place. So ask him good questions. We can go over that. Like I said, if you want to hop on that same call for hiring process, we can go over all that stuff to, you know,
Okay.
look for in an interview and body language and all that stuff. It'll give you a little cues to look for, you know, after they fill out the form, and so you're not wasting your time.
And I have an ad up on Indeed, and we've gotten 2 applicants this year. Last year we had 90.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. So I don't know if we've done better at getting some of our pre-screening out of the way, or if there's just nobody really looking for work around here. I don't know.
No, there's people always looking, and
I'm kind of baffled, I guess.
Yeah. At times you probably feel like there's nobody out there, I'm sure. Yeah, so if you want to hop on that call, we'll go over that hiring process and even talk about personality types and what to look for in an interview. How's that sound?
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. All right. I'll let you know. We can pick a time that works for you guys too to do that here in the next couple of days. All right.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great.
Cool. You have any anything else? Any other questions?
I think I need to really get some change order stuff figured out to where I can put some, I mean, I've gotten better at saying just no, but we're trying to clean up some jobs that we committed to last year, and they've gotten way out of hand of what we should be messing with. And we're kind of stuck into them now. So, I mean, like we're tearing down an old retaining wall that it's a poured wall. It should have taken a week, or it should have taken a day. It's taken a week to get one out. And it's just, I need to get that system in place where we have some hard stops on that kind of stuff. Like when we get into something where we just figure out, yeah, well, this isn't going to work. It's, you know, this is going to cost way more money than we've got budgeted for you.
Yeah. Like
that's the one thing we're struggling with. I mean, we're at the point we're tearing out a wall that this isn't even landscaping type stuff to this point. We're to the point where we're going to have to get like jackhammers on skid loaders to get this torn out. And that's not us.
Yeah. So, are you bidding man hours on your jobs like this tie wall?
So this one was not, but everything we've been bidding this spring since I joined the group has all been out on man hours. So that's what I mean. I'm kind of stuck on fixing some of these messes from last year, but yeah, we're going man hours on everything I'm currently been bidding this spring.
Yeah. And it's all like in the proposal, you want to list everything you're going to do on that job going forward. So it's clear to both you and the customer. Here's what we're going to do. Anything outside of this description is going to be an extra. Like if unforeseen, we run into limestone ledge or concrete behind the wall, or, you know, whatever, extra wires in the ground that we weren't told about, or whatever it is, like, so they know. So when you're doing the tie wall, for instance, and it's taken longer because there's, you know, I-beams behind or whatever it is, then you can say, hey, I didn't figure in for this, and then resolve it and get a change order right away. And that's how you keep out of hot water with that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know sometimes it could be a little tedious putting, description in for proposals, but it's what's going to keep you out of trouble.
And yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. It's frustrating right now because I know we're in that pickle, and there's really nothing I can do just then to finish the job to get out of the pickle. It's just it's daunting and frustrating now, and it's kind of just got me kind of in a mood, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's no fun to lose money on jobs. Nobody has fun doing that. So,
right.
But yeah, just get through that one and get set up for success on the next ones.
Yep.
Okay. All right, I'll be in touch on that meeting.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, sure thing. One. Hey, what's
Yes,
up?
sir. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Did you get your workout in this morning at 4 a.m. or whatever you do?
No, I decided to sleep in. I had a late day yesterday, so
Gotcha.
decided to catch up on sleep.
Well,
I have to do it tonight though. So
yeah,
gotta catch
that's
up.
awesome.
Yeah.
So we talked about like getting your Tuesday set up a little bit. Did you get a chance to look into that more?
Yeah, I did. So it's gonna have to be a half day today, just since employee that's on my crew is gonna have to go. So I gotta pick up a little slack today. But yeah, so I'm gonna do what you said, just kind of drive into these newer neighborhoods that are getting built and try to meet some people. It's a little scary, I guess, because probably the first time doing this type of thing, going to newer neighborhoods. I haven't done sales that way, but
Yeah.
I guess my question would be, I mean, I know we talked about it a little bit, but are there certain things like, because I guess at least from my previous knowledge is that these type of people kind of look for people just to install the landscape while they're building. Is that this type of work that we're looking for?
Yeah, and you normally, I mean, if it's a new house, they're going to be wanting the landscaping and the lawn put in.
Okay,
And you can pick up the maintenance on that too.
gotcha. Okay.
I mean, if you want to grow, that's, I mean, you can do the maintenance for sure.
Yeah.
But doing the landscaping installs are, they're not that hard.
Mhm.
And I can help you out with if they want to design, we can find people to get designs done. And I recommend everybody don't do their own designs. Just so you guys are on the call here, there's a Upwork. It's called Upwork.com. It's in the tool vault in the back of the landscape platform, landscape network. Under tool vault, it's called Upwork. If you go to that site, you can put in there what you're looking for. So if you go into that site, upworks.com, and type in landscape designer in the search bar, it'll pull people up from all over the world who does landscape designs. And then what you do is you make a little description of what you're looking for and you send it out to them. And then what's cool about it is they'll send you their work. Like they'll give you examples of their work. So you can get to see like what they've done for other people, which is really, and I recommend finding 2 or 3 of those people, getting a relationship with them and let them know that maybe start them out with a small project and see what they can do. A lot of them are pretty talented. So there's price ranges all over the board. So yeah, I would recommend that. Save you a lot of time if you're into designs, or even if you run into them occasionally, you're like, I don't want to have to buy a computer, program. And it's not about buying a computer program. That's the least of your worries. It's the time you spend learning it and then the time you spend designing. Even if you have a computer program and you're already designing, I still recommend don't do that because it's a lot of time. It takes time to do designs, even with computer. So my recommendation is outsource that. Take one more thing off your plate you don't need to be doing. So these people a lot of times can do it, quite honestly, better than we can, because that's all they do. A lot of them. Some are landscape architects, landscape designers. That's all they do. So I'd highly recommend checking that out. And they can do other things. You can find office admins, VA, virtual assistants. If you see something you need done in your business, you can find people on there to do
Is
it. For you.
the VA different from the office assistant?
VA is called a virtual assistant. It's basically somebody working, away from you. It could be overseas, it could be in the United States, but they might be in another state in the United States. So they just call them a virtual assistant. Everything's done online, basically.
So they just be picking up phone calls, not doing like paperwork for you or anything like that.
Yeah, they can do paperwork. They can do all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, I may look into that because that probably helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what's nice is they have reviews, right? Like people who worked for them, who've hired them in the past, they'll get back in and say, they did a great job. They did this, or they were on time, or they weren't good, or whatever. So you can really get a good feel for who these people are.
Okay.
So it's really set up quite well. Yep. Yeah. Check that out. And then,
Okay. Yeah.
let me know how you make out approaching those contractors, and then even call me that day whenever you're approaching them, and just let me know how conversation's going, and I can help you with the script, so to speak. I'm big on scripts. You always want to have a formatted
Yeah.
template to go in to talk to. That way it saves you work. You don't have to think about what you're going to say. You just do the same thing over and over and over.
Cool. We'll
Yeah.
do. All right. Appreciate it.
We expect an all-time high bench press tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna go for max tonight. So
Right.
yeah.
All right, brother. Take
Yeah,
care.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Yep. Nick, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Just trying to stay in service.
Yeah. Just want to check in with you and see how things were going. Which job you on now? Did you start that big one yet?
Yeah, we started it on Friday, and then we were there yesterday, and we had a tractor breakdown, and rock delivery got rescheduled to tomorrow. So today we're going back over to our other big job and trying to get the pavers prepped, ready to seal, and a couple of little things the client wants.
Yeah, nice. Are you? How's your crew holding out? Good.
Pretty good. Yeah, the one I got two new guys. One guy's pretty good. The other kid, he's 19 and needs to learn how to hustle a little bit.
Good. It's always good to have somebody in the crew that hustles.
Well, yeah, he needs to learn how to hustle.
I'll learn how to hustle. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
My other two guys hustle great. Like they don't like sitting down at lunch. They just eat their lunch and get back to work. But the other guy, I was watching him shovel yesterday, and I'm just like, I got to talk to him. So
Yeah. All that training and motivation. So
yeah,
pays off. Yeah, I had a number of those guys. Sometimes you put them in they get up to the ranks of operating equipment, and they think that's where they stay. I'm like, no, you got to hop off the equipment, shovel some stuff in the bucket once in a while. You can't just sit there and
right.
somebody come along. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and it's good though. Sounds like you're getting some nice work lined up.
Yeah, we got pretty good jobs lined up. So if I get everything I have to estimate, which I get 90% of my stuff just because it's by word of mouth and just people contact me knowing that they're going to hire me. I have enough work to go into fall at least if I get it. Right now we're booked out like 8 weeks. So
Nice. It's good. So are you anybody here like you looking to raise prices? Have you been raising your prices?
I raised everything 20%.
Wow. You're greedy and I like it.
Biden.
Great.
Everybody's prices, the lumber prices are going up, everything's going up, so it's like I started looking like everybody's prices are almost doubling, so I'm gonna get in on that too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's you're in like a boom. Market's booming. I mean, people are staying home, still not traveling as much, and a lot of home improvements going on, so take advantage of it. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, good. I'm glad things are going well for you then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I I can't complain.
Keep that hiring process going though. Now's not the time to drop it,
Yeah, exactly. I've
Even-
had a
even-
couple more applications. No one that I really want to call, honestly, but
It's all right.
I'm
Yeah.
keeping it up.
Yeah, that's the trick is keep it going whenever you find that A player, you'll find a place for him to
Yeah.
in the position in your company somewhere. So it's just when you stop doing it, that's when you get hurt because then somebody will quit at the wrong time and you'll be scrambling around. Then you'll make a bad decision on a new hire, and then you'll be back in that tumultuous situation that nobody wants to be in. So.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, I know the mindset, you get a good crew together, you're like, good, I got it. You just slack off the hiring. Good. These guys are all good. But that's when you really just keep that hiring. I learned that the hard way many times. Like I would like back off in the hiring process and be like, oh, it would bite me in the butt. And then
Yeah.
jump back in. So just keep it going.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll stay in touch and let me know if you have any questions. All right.
All right. Will do. Thank you.
All right. Have a great day. Looks like a nice sunny day in California.
Man, it's going to be in the 70s here all week. It might push 80 over the weekend.
Nice. Yeah. And I always recommend, I don't know if you have any water features going into your jobs or not, but you could probably put some water features in if you want to make a few extra bucks.
Yeah, we were talking about, I want to say it was you that one magazine that you said you had.
Yeah.
I got the same one. But yeah, I think that's a great thing to add just as you can pretty much put a number on the different styles.
Yeah.
And just clients, hey, for $5,000, we can add this water feature. Yeah. Blue Thumb.
It's that and Aquascape, they just have a bunch of cool fountains. Even if, you can just screenshot pictures of the different fountains to give people an idea. Be like, hey, this is, put a price on it, don't be cheap about it. And then they want it. It's a nice add-on. You'll pick up an extra grand to profit pretty easily. And they're easy to put in, super simple. So you can literally put your first one in, like just reading the directions on there. It's not that hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, something to keep in mind.
Definitely.
Cool. All right. Well, you have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon. Okay.
All right.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul, can you hear me? I don't know not sure where Paul is at right now. But hey guys, I did want to go over something with you. I made some notes on some things I want to go over real quick. Take about maybe 5-10 minutes here. Let me find them here. But it's about really concept of the hiring process, right? And finding good people and that kind of thing. Because this is the one thing like you hear me go over and over, but once you get it, it's going to make a big impact in your business and how you run your business. But I'm just going to made some notes, going to read some stuff. So, one of the things we do is that you want to make sure that everyone in your organization, even if it's only 2 people in your organization, that they understand exactly what you're trying to accomplish, like how everyone plays a part, the part they play in, the benefits that everyone can anticipate. Like everybody has to be super clear about all that on your team. More transparency, the better, because they have to know where they're going. Like it's not just you don't want them thinking it's just an hourly rate job. Like, okay, that's great, but where are we going with this whole thing? Like, what's the vision of your company? Like, what's it look like? Where are they going to be able to move up to? So keep that in mind, and it's all about the focus is about the customer. You should be talking about the customer every day. Like that's why they're there. They're not there for you. They're there for the customer. You're there for the customer, right? So everybody wants service and attention, right? Everyone. Don't care. You do, I do, your customer does, your employees do. So keep that in mind. Everybody wants your attention. So staffing is, and that's one of those things like with your customers, if they want elephants painted purple with pink spots, you got to give it to them. Like keep that. That's the mindset you want to have. You got to be able to give them whatever they want, right? And your employees need to understand that. So we all know that if you had more employees, you could probably pretty much double your business, right? And that's the key. The focus is on good employees, good training. You know, having sufficient, dependable, productive people has always been a problem, right? We've been talking about this. It's going to become even more difficult. So I'm going to tell you how to combat it. Your only way to combat it, because you're competing against every industry out there, not just landscape companies. So your ability to attract and keep good people is essential. And really your future success depends on it, right? So I just want you to get this in your head. So you're in the service-based industry, right? Like, you know, we may look at like we're landscapers, we're in the tree business, we're in the lawn care business, we're in the maintenance, hardscaping, whatever it is. But who performs it? People perform all this, right? So the focus should be on people, not on your services. Your services are important, but the people are more important. So what we're really in is in the people business, like, right? Like, for years, I was in the landscape business, and I was, but then I realized, no, I'm in the people business. So people are your customers, your employees, right? So that's where your focus should be. You know, it's all people have a direct impact to your success, right? How you look at them, how you treat them, everything. So the ability to attract and keep additional good people also affects your future, right? Like if you think about it, that's why the focus has to be on you, changing your attitude, changing your personality types to be able to get along with people better. And that's why we talk about those personality types, which are really key in doing that. So you can have all the nursery stock, computers, fancy software programs, accountants, attorneys, whatever. But if you don't have people, good people, you're dead in the water, basically. So, and they don't teach us stuff in school. So that's why I want to go over it now, just the importance of it, right? So, you know, when you got into business for yourself, you knew you'd have to have them, right? You didn't probably realize what was going to be the hassle. It was going to take time and be so frustrating. So everybody homes up their skills and their management techniques, the latest computer software design, right? We focus on a lot of that, thinking that's important, and it is, but keeping involved in Facebook groups, asking questions. However, very few people spend time and honing in on the ability to manage people. And that's really the key, is management people, connecting with people. It's going to, you know, create big dividends for you as you get better doing it, right? So, you know, if the truck breaks down, the hydraulic systems go out in the skid steer, you call the mechanic. If your suppliers, you have issues with your supplies, you call the suppliers, and they'll give you detailed instructions on how to put the ponds together or put the walls up, whatever. But what happens when you have staffing problems? Who do you call? There are not too many places you can turn to for help and advice, right? So you and only you can come up with a remedy and a solution. And that's why we're talking about this. So the more you really get this, the further ahead you're going to be on 95% of the companies out there. So sometimes the very skills, the drive, determination that drove you to be successful is actually working against you when it comes to people, because we have these stories in our head like, well, I've always done it this way is the way I do it. Is the anticipation how other people are going to do things. Just because you can do them very fast and you've been doing it for so many years, then you might judge people as like, okay, they're slow learners, that type of thing. And that may be actually holding you back in the process. So, so I've worked with a lot of business owners and can pretty much say that I'm confident in saying that the business owners are the problem. Don't take offense to it. It's not a crime. It's just the lack of intelligence. It's not a lack of intelligence on your part. In fact, it's probably the result of what's driving it, right? So focus on, look at how you can change what you currently do on a daily basis. Because if you're getting sort of the same results you have in the past, then it's the actions you're taking to get those results. That's the thing you got to remember. What else here? So, you know, what do people want? You know, like I said, I worked with a lot of companies all over the United States and Canada, major cities, small towns, and I've heard it all when it comes to hiring employees and staffing. And I hear a lot of business owners will tell me we have a unique situation here, right? This town is different. I can't pay enough. and compete with other businesses, right? You know, unemployment rate's down. Nobody's out there to hire, right? You simply don't understand how it is in this area, right? But you won't convince me, because that's not really the issue. The issue is how you run your company and looking yourself in the mirror to make those changes. Because, like I said earlier, 80% of the problems you're facing in your company are of the culture you're creating in your company. So keep that in mind. And one of the great ways to overcome it is that PPI back in the landscape systems, 7-figure landscape network in the back office under communication, managing conflict with employees, PPI. That's really good to learn. And those team huddles, that's how you start this process of getting better at it. You know, so it's one of those things that it's a big focus. So here's one thing that is true is that, you know, money will consistently rank 4th or 5th in importance. And these priorities have never changed throughout the years. They were same 50 years ago as they are now. So money's 4th or 5th in importance. So what's the other 3 or 4 that are more important than money? That's what you got to focus on. So what it is opportunities for advancement, recognition, working conditions always rank above money, right? And you can check on that if you do a search on it. And so a lot of people think that, I was reading actually back a little while ago, there's 2,000 people a day that left East Germany and headed over the wall for several months after the wall was taken down. Why'd they leave? They had low cost housing, food, medical care, secure jobs, yet they left in droves. Why? They wanted an identity. They wanted a future. They wanted to be in charge of their own destiny, right? That's an important thing right there, a fact that you want to think about. So people are not coming for money. They're coming for a future in your company. They want a pleasant atmosphere, and they want to be recognized for their efforts. And they want to be involved and be a part of the enthusiasm. So if you create enthusiasm in your company, you're going to hold on to people longer, recognize them. Praise and recognition go a long way, a lot further than money. So if you're having staffing problems, these are the things you want to focus on. It's going to make a big change in your business for the better and for your future, right? So I just wanted to bring that up to you because those are all things that you want to focus on going forward. You guys have any questions before we wrap it up? One at a time, not everybody at once. Hold on. All right, man. Well, if you have any questions, let me know. We'll set that time meeting up for the hiring process. Anybody's interested in hopping on there to go through it, get that up and running and refine it a little better, let me know, and we'll pick a time that works for you guys, and we'll go from there. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Well, you have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk soon.
You too.
All right.
Thanks, Jim.
See you later. Bye.